Hello everyone out there, this is Doom Kid. How's it going? I'm just here today to talk about 10 Hummer Team hacks. These are improvements people have made to Hummer Team games, graphical adjustments, control adjustments, stuff like that. And they're really cool. And I know there's a lot of Hummer Team fans out there as it is. And so I wanted to share these hacks around. My first one, there are going to be 11 hacks here in total. There's no particular order to them. And the first one, I'm just doing it alphabetically, really. And the first one here is Aladdin. And this is a hack by The Jabu and Gigasoft. And The Jabu improved the controls of Aladdin's parachute and his jumping physics in general. And Gigasoft actually, the music was already okay in this game, but Gigasoft has revamped it to be as identical to the Super Nintendo music as an NES could possibly get. And I think you'll see what I mean now. I'll just shut up and let you guys listen. So now if you go ahead and compare that to the Super Nintendo version, you can hear that musically they're almost identical. It's not just the first world that's been fixed up either. I mean, everything is improved. The Cave of Wonders sounds so much closer to the original version. It's beautiful. I love it. There's also the genie stage. Oh, it's so awesome. It's so much closer to the original. Not that the Hummer Team was terrible. I mean, it had a version of this song, but oh, this just restores it to its proper glory. And one thing I'll go ahead and do here is demonstrate the improved parachute. Now, as you can see, it looks almost just like in the Super Nintendo version. It's a nice swift movement and everything. And the original Hummer Team one, it slowed you to a halt and it makes it pretty much pointless. It's back to being functional just from a simple speed tweak. So a big thanks to the Jabu for the control improvement and to Gigasoft for the music improvement. Of course, I'll have links to both of these down in the comments or in the description section. So up next we have a hack of Donkey Kong Country by Awesome Panda and Quest Games. And this basically just improves the music and graphics a little bit, just to be more accurate to the original. It's a minor hack, but it's really cool. The text looks a little bit nicer. The pitch, as you can hear there, the pitch has actually been changed to the proper pitch. And there's a glitch in the original version on this screen near the end where it doesn't actually show Donkey Kong, his icon, at the ship when you're fighting the final boss. So this is really cool because it fixes the glitch that displays the name incorrectly on the world map, and it displays the Donkey Kong icon incorrectly. And Quest Games fixed that. Awesome Panda fixed up the music, the pitch. In the instances where the pitch was wrong, he did that. So it's really cool. I really like this. The letters look a little bit nicer now. There's just a few small tweaks. I mean, this was already a great port, to be honest. Hummer Team had this one pretty much down. Like, the original version is very playable, but with those slight graphic and musical tweaks and the fixing of the bug on the world map, I think that's a huge thing. I think that's awesome. Up next is Super Butoden 2. This is a hack to turn it Spanish by 6, but I mean, it's still so much better than for people like me who I can make sense of Spanish. I can't really make sense of Chinese or Japanese letters. So I mean, if I could learn, obviously, but I just haven't done that. So this is nice. I actually get to see the proper names in a way that I can understand on this game, which I like this game. It's a fun game. That's really all it does. It fixes up the It's a translation to an already good game. You know, it's nice and polished. Of course, you need to hack, when you're applying the patch, you need to patch it to the version that doesn't have the glitched backgrounds. So just keep that in mind. I'll provide links to everything, of course, in the description. Up next is a hack by me. It's a color hack to Earthworm Jim 3, which is actually just Earthworm Jim. So I removed the 3, I improved the colors on the title screen, and I recolored a few things. I made the groovy thing look more like it does in Super Nintendo. I'm not fully content with that screen there showing Jim's face. I think it looks a little bit better than the original Hummer one, but I still think it could be better. But I've fixed the backgrounds. I mean, not fixed, they were not broken before, but I've changed the colors to be just a little bit more accurate to the original source material. And it's just a minor tweak. The one that I had the biggest problem with was What the Heck, because it was changed to like a sort of, you know, slimy dungeon in the original Hummer Team one, whereas in the original game it's like a hellish area. So I've re-implemented the orange coloring. I don't have a save state to get there, and I don't think there's passwords for this game, so I don't want to take forever and get all the way there, but, you know, you get the idea. I fixed the colors. There's unfortunately the biggest bug, the biggest flaw in this entire game is when you're fighting the final boss, it calls the wrong tile set, so it glitches up as it attacks. And if that was fixed, I mean, this is pretty short and incomplete, but it's still a decent port of Earthworm Jim to the NES. I mean, it's if that was fixed, that would be pretty much all the issues, major issues taken care of. And I just want to point out that this hack actually was inspired by screenshots I saw of a hack that Furious Hedgehog was working on. So I just want to give credit where it's due. I just saw and thought, that looks so much better. I'm going to go ahead and implement that. So yeah, so there's the Earthworm Jim hack, and that was done by me. Here we have Final Fight Deluxe by Furious Hedgehog. And this is a hack to an already really good game. A little bit buggy, but a really good game. They've added all the punctuation in here. You can see in the original there's full of typos. All the typos have been fixed, and all the punctuation's been added. Look, and even some of these scenes here have been recolored. Like, that looks more like the original than it did before. Yeah, okay, so we'll go into one player mode. But as you can see, the tiles they've used were actually called, they just were blank tiles that for some reason were called in the select screen. And so it means if you scroll through the players quickly, all this junk shows up. Very unfortunate, because this is a great grammar improvement that they've done here. And there's a few other little minor tweaks. The little logo at the bottom there looks slightly different. I think some of the coloring on the sprites is slightly different. And I know something like, there we go, like I think usually the items you get are a little bit weird. They just made, you know, better items like diamonds and stuff come out of the trash cans. Otherwise, it's the exact same as the original thing, which is good. It's a game that just needed some minor tweaks. And if it was possible to fix that grammar without having those tiles show up on the select screen, that would be perfect. But it's still cool as it is. I still appreciate the effort. So this is an old hack to Kart Fighter by DVD Translations that just fixes the names of the characters, and there is, like, on the high score screen, there's this weird thing where the last 0 is out of line and looks totally different. So they just went and fixed that. And on the title screen there, you can see Mario and Luigi. I'll go back to it real quick. You can see I fixed them. I just swapped them around, so that way Mario actually has the red hat and Luigi actually has the green hat. And I mean, the fucked up hat colors was one of the most, like, that was the most irritating thing about this game to me, was that. Now I'm in the process of working on one that changes Peach's hair color to be closer to like a yellowy blonde and gets rid of the white color on Mario and Luigi's face, so their faces will be entirely tan. I might have to get rid of their gloves to do that, but I mean, look at that stupid white line. That's Those are the things that have always bothered me about this game. I think it's a great Street Fighter-like game for the NES. Just the spelling stuff that was fixed by DVD translations, and then I fixed the title screen, so once I finish the really minor recolors, that'll be good. I mean, ideally, I would like it if someone could just speed up the internal game somehow. Like, if you play AV Girl Fighting, it's the same engine exactly, but characters move a little bit faster, and that makes it feel so much more genuine and authentic to Street Fighter. So, like, if they did that to Kart Fighter, improve the speed a little bit, and then I, like, fix the coloring on Mario and Luigi's hands and Peach's hair, I think that'll be a totally perfect Mario fighting game for the NES. Here we have another minor hack. This one is by Real Gaia and Sismigi. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but I'll have a link to their names in the description. But this is just a minor hack that fixes a few little things. The difficulty, there used to be a V before the F's on this screen in the original version, just a mistranslation. That's been fixed. So the difficulty screen looks perfect now. And there's been a little bit of sprite tweaking and recoloring. And I think most importantly, Kintaro had his name changed back to Kintaro because it was wrongly listed as Goro in the original version. You can see here. Oh, there's whenever you finish, there's a little icon, and now it vaguely resembles the Mortal Kombat dragon. I mean, it's a pointless touch, but I think it's nice. Oh fuck, I'm doing terribly. Come on, Liu Kang. Oh my god. But you can see there, like, the Liu Kang sprite just looks slightly more detailed than it did originally. Holy shit. I got my ass beat. But you can see the little icon there. Alright. I've had enough of Liu Kang's business. I'm going to give it to him here. Yeah. How do you like that? Taking advantage of a programming error in the game where you can continually throw someone. Oh fuck. He's just going to kick right through my ice, isn't he? I gotta get him. Yeah, pin him up against the wall with a slide. Cheap style. Alright, let's move on. Now this one is incredible to me. This is one of the most impressive ones. But there's one coming up that's even more extensive than this, which is incredible to me. But even this still is really great. Now, this is by The Jabu. Ty is the name of the guy who fixed the music. I mean, he just completely fixed it. The same way Gigasoft did with Aladdin, pretty much. Ty has done with Somari on this port to Sonic the Hedgehog here. And it's just great. I mean, the worst thing about Somari, I mean, the controls were kind of shitty, and they've been improved a little bit here, but the worst thing was the music, and so having it sound like a perfect NES version of the original Sonic music is just awesome. And Furious Hedgehog, I think, contributed to this one in some ways as well. But of course, as with all the rest of these, all the information will be down there. But yeah, I mean, I think you guys pretty much get the picture. Like, the Sonic sprite looks great, the lives counter looks good, the backgrounds have been recolored and redetailed to look more like the actual Sega Genesis and Master System original versions. I just think I'm so impressed by it, you know, by the music and the level of effort that went into this. Unfortunately, on the N8 EverDrive, the backgrounds change colors randomly. I think that's the only glitch. And so it's not that big of a deal, but it still just kind of looks weird. But it's not like a huge problem. I think most people will probably just be playing this on an emulator anyway, but still, thought it was worth mentioning. Up next we have the Move in Mid-Air edition of Master Fighter 3 by Shinwa. I mean, this is a pretty pointless hack, and I don't know if I'm just an idiot, but I can only get it to work with Ryu. But yeah, I'll just show you what it does. Look at that. Oh wait, I can do a Hadouken in midair. It still comes out at the bottom of the screen though. It's kind of like a half-assed port of the Rainbow Edition or something, where you can do all the weird shit. If only there was a bigger wave of Hadoukens and stuff. I still think it's funny though. It's right back down. I couldn't get it to work with Chun-Li or Guile or anyone else. I don't even know how it would work with Zangief. Maybe it does, but anyway, I just still think it's hilarious. It's not really a huge hack, but again, this is another case. I'll just mention it since we're playing it right now. Yeah, I think this is another game that would benefit from a slight speed up. The same way I mentioned with Kart Fighter, like Street Fighter 4, another Power Team bootleg. Street Fighter 4 and AV Girl Fighting both are the best because of their speed, so it's a shame that these otherwise decent ports, well, in this case a port, in the case of Kart Fighter, kind of original game. It's just a shame they're so slow. It's the only thing that gets in the way. They're pretty good other than that. Now this is another one I'm really impressed with. It's a Super Mario World hack. This one is mostly by the Jabu. Other people have contributed bits and pieces here and there though. But it just changes the graphics to look more like the real Super Mario World. Another user, whose name eludes me at the moment unfortunately, modified the blocks, the mushroom blocks and the question mark blocks and stuff. And it's the full game, but they got rid of the weird... I'm sure you could use a Game Genie code to select your stage, but they got rid of the weird like stage selection thing. I understand why Hummer Team included that in the multi-cart, because, you know, if a player wants to save, well, they can't. But they can still pick up where they left off that way. But this, with emulation and everything, you can save state, so you don't really need that screen. As you can see, the Mario Start logo there looks perfect, you know what I mean? Everything's colored right. The Rexes look better. Small Mario, I mean, he looks so much better. They got rid of the weird, they nullified the weird thing where you slow down when you're running up a pipe. The jumping speed is the same as the running speed, which is perfect. I mean, it's still a glitched and flawed game. Like, fundamentally, this game is just unstable and glitchy. But it's still awesome. Like, Hummer Team did their best, clearly, and this port just adds more polish. Unfortunately, there's nothing... You can kill enemies by jumping on them and stuff, but still no breakable blocks. Still no new music. I mean, the music's acceptable in this port, but damn, it would just be so much better. And the mushroom sprite is still, like, wonky. Like, it looks kind of dead in the eyes or something compared to the other ones. No sliding down slopes yet, but I mean, that would probably be so hard to fix. I'll show you the difference here too. The 1-up mushroom, oh fuck, just do it this way. The 1-up mushroom actually has the correct proportions. Like, it looks as it's supposed to. So yeah, I tested the 2-player mode, and 2 players would have to share one controller, but it works. Like, you both progress through the game on the same map, so when one player beats a stage, the other player doesn't have to play it, and so on. And the way they did it is they literally just swapped all the red and green, which is so ridiculous. Now, this game has the thing where all the Koopas are red, but when a red Koopa is flying, its shell turns green. Now, it looks like a green Koopa when it's flying, but it's actually just a red Koopa because when you step on it, the shell color changes. I personally would like to see a hack where they're red when they're flying as well. And then because of the way this game handles Luigi, they'll just always be green when they're flying. Because having them change color mid-game, like having it be a different color for a different player is one thing, but when it changes mid-game, that just looks fucking weird. I'll go ahead and find an example. There's not one on this stage, but there's ones later on. Oh, and that's a perfect example, by the way. The star music was the Bowser music. A music hack for this would be so nice. You get it all fixed up, and then it would look so much like an authentic Super Mario World port. Even if the control's a little wonky and stuff, visually it's so there. See, there they are. There's the green Koopas that are flying, but once oh shit, Yoshi went through the ground. Once I jump on them, they're red. It's so ridiculous if they were just red while flying and while on the ground. Mario only gets red Koopas, Luigi only gets green Koopas. One thing that's cool about selecting Luigi is because it switches green and red. you actually get a red Yoshi, which is awesome. And it still makes sense because red Yoshi eating green turtles, you know, he would be able to spit fire with that. So I think that's pretty cool. Like, it's like a sort of bootleg way to integrate the different colored Yoshis into the game, which I gotta admire. I mean, it's a way of taking advantage of a limitation. Yeah, if the Koopa glitch was fixed, it would be so much better. Oh god, it would be so much better. And an awesome thing about this version as well that I want to mention is when you stop at the Yoshi houses, you actually get a Yoshi. It's a great way to make up for the lack of like a top secret area or like the secret stages that give you little bonus items and stuff. So yeah, this improves the game so drastically, and I gotta give a big shout out to Jabu for this one. I mean, it's just awesome. Now this is truly the most ultimate Hummer Team hack I have ever seen. It's by a guy, Vasil, I believe. Is this how it's pronounced? Forgive me if that's wrong. But holy shit, each one of these characters is unique. You know how on the pirate cartridges it says like, you know, 20-something players, and it's actually just like 6 or 8 repeated? Nah, man, this is legit. This is legit. Like, oh, the various versions of Sub-Zero are here. Like, you have his Mortal Kombat 3, his Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, and his, like, robotic appearance. Liu Kang, Shiva. It's awesome. Like, I'm just so impressed by this. Now, oh yeah, they've added the music from Mortal Kombat 2 Special. So you get the music from Mortal Kombat 2 and 3 in this version, which is cool. Like, the musical variety is there. It doesn't get boring fast at all. The biggest shame here is that they've hacked Mortal Kombat 3, also known as Mortal Kombat 4, rather than Mortal Kombat 2. And so the reason that sucks is because it's way easy to cheap out the game. There's a glitch that allows you to win 2 rounds with just 1 round. Not only that, as you can see, the CPU can still move while frozen sometimes. Those glitches never occur in Mortal Kombat 2 Special. So if you'd put all this effort into that slightly improved version of the engine, God, it would have been so much better, in my opinion. I mean, not to downplay the amount of work he's done here. I mean, he's improved the sprites, he's improved the backgrounds, he added more music variety by having from both Mortal Kombat 3 and 2, which I think is just awesome. But I'll do it here. I'll show you the glitch where I can get him stuck in like a 2-round winning thing. Here we go. Here's how you get them stuck. Not only can they never escape from this, but it'll cause me to win 2 rounds. Look, here it comes. I'm gonna win 2 rounds. There, I just finished him. He's moving again after dying. Oh god. Look at that. I only won 1 round, but it gave me credits for 2 just by spamming a kick. Now, to be clear, that's not the fault of Vasil. That's actually in the original game, so it's not on him. But look here, you can see another example of him implementing a background. I mean, that's just great. Like, the amount of effort he put into this is awesome. It's definitely improved the game. Now, before I wrap this up, I just wanted to give a footnote mention to a bootleg hack. City Fighter 4. Just then, look, listen to the voice sample. It sounds like he says, "I just played a fork" or something. I just bite the fork. But yeah, no, look, I think it's cool. It's a cool effort, even though it's a bootleg hack. This isn't a fan hack. Like, some bootleg company called Towersoft added voices in. See, spinning bird kick and Hadouken in the NES version. That's awesome. There's your problem, though. Every time your fighter gets hit, they go, "Blah, blah, blah." There you go. Oh my god, that's so obnoxious. If they had just made it where they only do that when they die, it would be really good. It'd be awesome. It'd be a perfect, like, sound addition to the Master Fighter game. There's one little annoying thing. Whenever Guile does a Sonic Boom, he goes, Sonic Boom, cut. And so it's like they added a little bit of some other garbage sound on the end. Overall, I really appreciate the effort, and if someone just, like, went in and deactivated that stupid whoa sound, it would be like the definitive version of Master Fighter. But that stupid sound kind of ruins the whole thing, because as you heard just then, it can get pretty obnoxious when people do special moves. Here, I'll just demonstrate the weird Guile Sonic Boom real quick. Hear that Sonic Boom? Huh. Yeah, that's a shame. They were a little bit messy with it. It's a bootleg company working on another bootleg company's product. You gotta expect some rubbish, but I think this is a prime candidate. Someone get in there, mod City Fighter 4, fix the palettes on the stages back to what they're supposed to be. As you can see, they also broke the stage palettes on some of them. But I love the addition of the sound. Just get rid of that stupid whoa, or like make it only at the end of the round, and that'd be perfect. Anyway, that's where I want to leave you guys with this one. I really appreciate you tuning in. Download these hacks, comment on them on romhacking.net. Let the creators know you like them. And hopefully we'll be seeing more of these. Thanks for listening.